Hey guys, what's going on? It is me Sam and welcome to my solo Saradomin guide. Now in this video I'll teach you the ways to effectively kill Saradomin and gain a load of KC in a single trip. So jumping straight into the stats, you will need to have at least level 70 agility to actually get to the Saradomin's encampment. You will need an attack, strength, defense and HP level of at least 90 to make sure you can kill her fast and not get KO'd. A prayer level of 95 will give you access to the high level curses such as Soul Split and Turmoil, 96 Herb Lore for the overloads, and finally 96 summoning to give you access to the Pack Yak to make you hold more items in a trip and to also bank any loot that you get. Now there is a quest that you must need to have completed to actually gain access to the Godwars dungeon, that being Troll Stronghold. Make sure you have completed it before going any further in the sky, because if you haven't done it then you won't be able to get in. Now there is a quest that I strongly recommend for you to have done, that being Love Story. This will allow you to customize house teletabs to direct them straight to Trollheim to make it a lot easier to actually get into Godwars, so make sure you've done that if you can. Now moving over to the weapons and armor, you will need to have some fairly high items. The first being some Drygors. It doesn't really matter which Drygors you have, as long as they are Drygors you will be dealing a load of damage to Zilyana. I recommend to have some Tetsu to provide a nice defense boost from Zilyana's attacks, and also a Death Lotus Hood or a Pernix Cowl to protect from the mage attacks. I strongly recommend to have a Scrimshaw Vampirism to allow you to heal, and also your starting aura as Vampirism. And then finally some Torva Gloves to protect you from all the monsters in the Godwars dungeon whilst you get KC. So having the armor and weapons out the way, we now need to move over to the inventory. So to start things off, we have the overload flasks and prayer renewals. The overloads to boost the stats and the prayer renewals to increase your prayer over time. We got the Portent of Item Protection and also a Portent of Life. Now I didn't actually include these in the requirements, but they aren't really required, they're more just an additional thing to have. The Portent of Life will restore your HP by 25% if you die. You want to bring some Pack Yak pouches and some Winter Storage Scrolls. I also like to bring two more auras, the first being Inspiration and the second being Penance. Just bring these can lead to getting more kills per trip and are definitely worth using. We have some Restore Flasks. We have a Farseer Kite Shield to heal more when using Guthix's Blessing or Rejuvenate. We also have a Trollheim tablet to actually get to Godwars, and we have two Rocktails to use for healing. And of course we have our Beast of Burden. In our case it is a Pack Yak. You want to fill up 25 slots with Rocktails and the last 5 with more Super Restore Flasks. Okay, so quickly moving on to the action bar. It's really quite simple for this. You just want to make sure you've got some basic abilities, some thresholds, and that's really it. I never really use ultimates at Saradomin. I've tried using Berserk, but it's really not worth it as you do get hit a hell of a lot. So just stick to the same ability bar I've got and you should be fine when killing Zilyana. So with all that being said, it's now actually time to go to Godwars. So what you want to do is teleport with your Trollheim tablet and you'll be at the top of the mountain. There's some cliff sides here which you want to climb down, and you just want to make your way to the entrance. Now on the way there are some thrower trolls which will throw some rocks at you, but you don't really need to worry about these as they don't really hit too much. So what you want to do when you come up to the boulder is either lift it with 60 strength, or you can choose to squeeze past the boulder with 60 agility, which is what I prefer to do. It just seems to be a little bit faster than lifting it. So once you're through, surge straight away and make your way to the Godwars entrance. Now you want to try and do this as fast as you can, as the snow does reduce your energy and also your stats. So now it's time to get KC, and you want to kill 40 Saradomin followers. Now there are two parts to this, there's a lower section and an upper section. I prefer to kill them on the upper section just because it's a little bit more spread out, it's easier to see and it's not as laggy. And you just want to go for the spiritual rangers, warriors and also the knights of Saradomin. So just get the 40 KC and you'll then be able to enter Zilyana's room and be able to attack her. So I've just finished getting all the KC that I need. What you want to do is then just climb down the rocky walls and head over to Zilyana's room, and then wait in the entrance and you'll be ready to attack her. So just quickly before we go in, you want to make sure you have the same quick curses as I do, and that is Protect Item, Soul Split and Turmoil. This will just make it a lot easier when quickly switching on your prayers and then attacking her. So all that is left for us to do is actually enter the room and start attacking her. So what you want to do is activate your Aura of Vampirism and also your Scrimshaw, turn your quick curses on and drink your Overload Flask and Prayer Renewal Flask. So just click on the door and go into the room, and the key here is to always be doing an ability. You always just want to be building adrenaline and trying to get thresholds out as soon as you can. So try and get a sequence of the abilities you have, and then you'll find this really easy. So right now I have sped up the kill because it does take quite a while to get a solo kill done, but like I said, just make sure you're always using an ability at a time and getting some thresholds out, and this will become really easy after practice and you'll be able to get loads of kills in a single trip. So right now, as you can see, it is coming towards the end of the kill, And once you have killed it, just finish off the minions whenever you can. I like to use flurry because you can actually get a whole load of them together and finish them off very fast. And if you have the sacrifice ability, make sure you use that one of minions to get a bit of HP back. And then what I tend to do, if I do need some more HP, is to use Guthix's Blessing or Rejuvenate with the shield I have. Now the shield is used to actually heal more, if any of you are still a bit curious to why I brought that. It's definitely worth using if you need to heal quite a lot. So now with Zilyana and the minions out the way, instead of just waiting around and waiting for it to spawn, what I tend to do is actually world hop, and this can increase the kills per hour by a massive amount. So I recommend to do this. So what I do is just run to a corner and have a look who's on my friends list and just jump to someone on a different world and see if there's no one there. So just do that, and all you really need to do for this method is to have 2 free worlds open and just keep hopping between them two. So as soon as you log in, you can get straight into another kill. So what you want to do as soon as you do log in is turn your quick prayers on and activate your scrimshaw. It's kind of an annoying thing because whenever you do log out, your scrimshaw does get deactivated, so you just got to turn it back on again and get to your kill. Just, you know, doing the abilities, getting the adrenaline up and using thresholds whenever you can. So once the hour mark has passed, you want to switch to a different aura, and I recommend to go to Inspiration and then Penance. Now you're probably wondering, why are there 3 auras and only 2 hours worth of overloads? The reason is when you world hop, your overload timer actually gets rounded up to the closest 15th second interval. And what this does over time is your auras continue running whilst you've logged out, but your overloads don't. So you will actually need to have a 3rd aura with you to make the most of the full trip. And you can last here for 2 hours of the overloads, and if you get good enough, try to bring some more and see, you know, if you can do that or not. So that is all for this guide. I really hope you've enjoyed it and hopefully it has helped you out. I do strongly recommend to solo Zilyana. She's a really good boss to go to. She's relatively easy once you know how to do it, and the drops are really good as well, including the Saradomin hilt and Armadillo crossbow, and it's also a pretty good place to get elite clue scrolls as well. But guys, that is going to be it from me. I really do hope you have enjoyed this guide, and if you have, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and also let me know if you have any questions in the comments. But thanks for watching guys, and I will see you in the next one.